Oh yeah, that's the one. What's up guys? Welcome back to another Diesel Dog Garage video. Hump day, late. Getting some stuff done on this Avalanche. Part 2 of the DOD lifter replacement. I went ahead and got some stuff done yesterday, torquing the heads down and getting that far and getting the manifolds back on, because that's kind of a pain in the butt trying to film that. But basically, if you missed my part 1, these things, 07 to 13 Chevys, 5.3s, any of the engines with the displacement on demand of those years, they're bad for these lifters collapsing. And here's a better shot of what happens. That's bad. That's good. Pretty simple. Lifters collapse. They don't push the push rod. Valve doesn't open. You get a misfire. You get a bad tick. Pretty cut and dry. But so like I said, I got the heads torqued down already. I'm getting ready to try. I got to get this thing done tonight. I got to get my truck back in the garage. I just got to get her done. So grab my ski, start ripping some stuff back together. That doesn't make sense. You rip apart, you put stuff back together. It's late, like I said. Caffeine. So I've got the exhaust manifolds all bolted up except for 2 bolts on this side. If you remember, I had 1 broken off. We extracted that in my last video, and then I've got 1 out right now to run to the store and match 1 up. So we've got that all squared away. I can start putting my push rods in, and rocker arms and intake and all this little stuff start going back together. We're on the downward slope here, so hopefully we can get this thing all back together tonight, minus the oil change. If you remember in my last video, I showed you how I lay my rockers and push rods out. Avoids any confusion. Back to front, left to right. Here's your purchase. Go back together just as it came out. Oh, this right here is probably my favorite part of this whole process, getting these rockers and push rods back in, because it starts to look like an engine again. And I think these things just look cool at this stage with the rockers and everything. It makes me feel like I'm working on a high performance engine or something, you know, but really it's just all stock. But 22 foot-pounds is what you're looking for on those. Rockers and push valves, or push rods, are in, and we keep plugging along. Valve covers back on, and then we'll work on the intake. If any of you guys are the old midnight oil burners like I am, drop a comment below. I used to actually work second shift, and I'd get off at 11:30 and come home, and I'd get a bite to eat and come back out in the garage while everyone was sleeping, get stuff done. And I actually planned on, if I ever open up my own shop, I was going to call it Midnight Oil Garage, just because that's when I was getting all my work done, doing most of my filming at that time. If any of you have been following me that long, you know I was probably know I was on second shift. But so now every once in a while, I don't mind coming out and spend some late nights out in the garage and kind of reminisce about them old times a couple years ago. But all right, guys, moving right along. Got the intake up top here, getting ready to bolt it down. Got the valve covers on, new gaskets, everything. Make sure you put all new intake gaskets and valve cover gaskets and everything to avoid any leaks in the future. Spark plugs are in. Bolting everything down, get everything put back together. It's about 10:30, 10:35. Feeling good. Gonna keep it going. Get this thing pretty much back together. Like I said, I'd like to get it all back together to where I can just change oil tomorrow. We'll see how far I get, but let's keep on rocking, baby. Man, you know it's a good feeling when the intake tube, there's a spider. Get out of here. You know it's a good feeling when the intake tube's going back on. Yeah, I don't know why this thing, come on. Here we go. Almost forgot to hook up the alternator. You know it's getting late when you're forgetting stuff like that. Gonna push through the tiredness to greatness. Success. No one remembers you by how good a night's sleep you got throughout your life. Remember that. All right, guys, so here is where I'm leaving off tonight. Everything pretty much back together. The only thing I've left off are the spark plug wires, so I can easily get to the 2 bolts I still got to put in on this side. And that's it, man. From bare head with only the manifolds hooked up to complete engine. Tomorrow I gotta change the oil. Always want to put new oil and filter on these things when you pull the heads on any vehicle. When you pull the heads, fill the coolant, and she'll be ready to start up. So I'm gonna go to sleep and do that tomorrow. Well, guys, got our last quart of oil in there. Good riddance, and got our exhaust bolt in on that side. That's the other thing we were waiting on. Got the coolant filled. I'll probably still need to top it off, but I think we're ready to start her up. Yes. Whoa, buddy, as you can see, we got the old girl running here. Pretty stoked, pretty happy. I'm freaking ecstatic. After doing all that work, it's awesome to hear an engine run. Unfortunately, I lost too much coolant. I'm gonna have to run uptown and grab a jug of coolant for this thing. So I'm gonna hop in the Silverado, make a quick run and come back, top her off, and then we can test drive this thing. Well, guys, I went ahead and topped her off. She's running like a champ. I took it for a test drive, no check engine light, no misfire, running smooth as can be. That's what we like to see. And it's about 8 o'clock, earliest night I've had all week. And I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go get some food. It's way past adult beverage 30 and get cleaned up a little bit. Look at this garage. This is just ridiculous. Can't wait to clean that up, get the 2010 Chevy back in the garage, and move on with my life. Early one tomorrow morning, I gotta go in early so I can get off early. That means I gotta get up at 3:30 so I can get to work by 5. Yay. But such is life. Gotta be due, man. But if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to check out part 1 of this whole series. Filming and doing work, this kind of work is kind of hard. So you guys that do it, definitely respect to you guys. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you guys on the next video.